Hello everyone. Today we're going to take a look at Appian process model, pass variable by value. Passed by value in Appian process model. A process variable can be passed by value to the child process, which means a copy of the data is passed rather than a reference. Let's create a process model. This will be our parent process. So I'll name it as parent process. Click on create. So there will be two processes, the parent process and the child process. I will be passing data from the parent process to the child process. And how pass by value works is that once the variable gets updated in the child process, it is not immediately reflected to the parent process. But once the child process completes, then the value gets reflected to the parent process. So meanwhile, I'll create another process model named as child process. It's a good practice to look into the basics, like what is the data management, who the alerts get sent to. Since I want the alerts to send to only my user, so I'll be setting this to process properties, the initiator, that is who is initiating the process. Save includes, and also I, it is good practice to set a dynamic display name. This helps in debugging the process model later. Give as content. Click on OK. Here a child process getting created. So in the parent process, I'll put a script task and add a variable output. I'll create a new custom variable. I call this variable one. It is of text type. Okay. And we call the sub process using the sub process node. Sub process name is voice child process. Voice. Selected. Click on OK. And currently this doesn't have data, so I need parameterized variable. So what I'll be doing is adding a process variable. I call it where one itself, and I will check this. I will make this variable as parameterized such that allow the value of the variable to be provided when starting the process. So this variable will get the value from the parent process. Panafi. And what I'm going to do is here I'm going to update that particular variable, the text variable. Going to go to outputs, create custom output, updated in child process. Click on save. Target is variable one. Okay. The script task does not have an exit flow. If no flows or events active after the node completes, the process will be paused by exception. This needs to be part of the flow because just hovering above the flow line, but it needs to be part. Let's verify again. So now I will not put the display name for this. It is fine. Save and publish. Now we can go back to the parent process. and give the subprocess node. It's still in the chat process. Need to go back to the parent process, go to subprocess, set up child process, refresh. So this is the parameterized variable. I will choose the value as variable one. So I'm not checking this checkbox. If I check this checkbox, it is passed by reference. Without this checkbox, it is passed by value. I need to see the update. We specify output of the process will be handled. I want to update this, the updated process variable, and I'll be storing it into another variable. I'll call it updated variable of type text. Okay. Firstly, we'll have to go to the data tab, go to output. Here I will configure value from parent process. Be storing this in variable one. So the value from parent process is stored in variable one. It will go to the child process and get updated value from the child process, and that will be stored inside the new variable which I've created, that is updated variable. Okay, this it is specify the output of the process will be handled. It's to be so the output is variable one. So that is getting updated into variable updated variable one. Okay, let's verify this. There's an error in exception script task. Expression, the expression is missing. Let's go to the script task, data tab, outputs. We need to remove one of the expression because we are not using that. And value from parent process is stored as variable one. So this looks good. Let's verify again. Wait. Let's save and publish this. Now let's debug this process to see the updated variable. Go to file, start process for debugging. Okay. So the parent process has been executed. Let's go to process details, variables. So variable one was value from parent process. Updated variable is updated in child process. Now let's go to the executed child process. Process details variables. Variable one was updated in child process. That's the one which got updated in the child process.